Trend Catalyst Traders is for educational purposes only. You must consult a financial advisor before deploying real assets of any kind. Everything discussed or mentioned here are just my thoughts and ideas. After you consult a financial advisor, you must trade your plan within your means. Hello everyone, I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. In this video, I want to go over our Friday action and how we traded the SPY and the SPX. In our trading room, we won't be going over too much of what we expect in the market. We will be doing the weekly review, so we'll be going over more price action and what to expect this week. In this video, we're going to be going over how we traded yesterday. So some things that we knew coming into market open, we've been getting exactly what we expected. We expected some backfill this week, depending on Big Daddy Powell and some of the earnings with Apple's earnings coming out, which we had just had Apple's earnings from the previous night. So kind of still the aftermath from Powell, waiting to see how Apple's earnings were. Market's been extremely bullish, a lot of FOMO. Very tough on options traders, though. Even with all the FOMO in the market, we're having a hard time. Not a lot of volatility, so the strikes and things, everything's just moving very slow. With the risk rewards, really not there for a majority of the day. We do get some periods of time throughout the day where we're still getting some nice trades, but there's a lot of slow action. So, we are hoping for the market to speed up here soon, and we're expecting that. But this is covering the action that we knew. So we know Apple had a pretty decent earnings on paper, but there was some issues with the Max in China and some wearable issues and things like that. So we were kind of wondering what the market would do on Apple's earnings. AMD had already reported. We're still waiting on some of the big names, and like I said, we'll go over more of that in tomorrow night's video. So at market open, we knew we had gapped up. We had some numbers come in. The market really liked it, pushed the market up, coming into market open. So we were actually expecting a pull. We didn't get one the previous day before, but the previous day we were expecting a pull. The market opened, the market ran up like a scalded dog. We were expecting the same thing today. It's not like we don't just open up shorts at open. We're waiting for the proper signals, but a lot of times you can get some good opportunities to the downside when you gap up. This market, once we get the first candle here, so this is our first 5-minute candle on the trading day, trying to push higher. We did go up and test that 433.67 level. At this point, we knew breadth had come in. Breadth had opened up, moving lower. A lot of that was because we gapped up, and there probably was a little bit of profit taken across the market. The SPY was holding in. Some of the tech names at this point weren't trading as well as the SPY. Like I say, we're 5 minutes in, breadth was moving lower. And in this first 5 minutes, even though our counter itself was still saying that the flow was on the bullish side, from what we were seeing, flow definitely looked like there was definitely more bullish. Even though the flow counter saying stuff was on the bear side, we were seeing more bullish activity coming in the orders. So, the flow was looking like the dip buyers were alive. We pushed up, got rejected, and got pushed back down on this first 5-minute candle, rage higher. We got pushed back down from the 433.67 level. The second candle, your second 5-minute candle, actually did take out your first 5-minute candle. So that's a sign of strength right there. That's a big sign. Let's go to the 1-minute chart just to see where we are on the 1. This is the 5. And on the 1, we need to try to keep that 5 off. You can see we look really good, starting to look very tower topish up here. And this can definitely go either way. So let's go back to the 1-minute time, or the 5-minute time frame. The 5-minute chart does look good. Like I say, we did get to close above, but we are seeing the resistance at the 433.67. Remember, those levels were on the charts before market open. A lot of these levels have been on the charts for quite some time. So we're actually able to use these levels at market open when the market opens up. We're not adding them as the market opens. We already have them on the charts. So at this point, we did get this nice break above on the 5. Strong close here. Can we see follow through? That's the question now. Let's go in and look at the 1-minute chart. You can see very strong close on the 1, and with follow through, we continue push up. This candle right here, once again, closed above. Closing above can definitely start your stair step higher. So At this point, we're looking for a move higher. Our 9 has crossed the 433.67 on the 1. We would prefer to see some kind of pullback there to try to look for a trade off the 9s. We are extended, but at that point, we look really good. Moving averages coming up. Let's get this 5 back on. You can see your 5. We actually pushed right off the 5 on the 5 for a strong push. This MACD on the 5 looks great as well, starting to open up, looking very gooseheadish there. Let's get our next candle. And we were able to see some follow through on that candle. The candle opened very strong. A lot of times when you get that far away from the 1 minute chart, because at that point we were a little extended on the 1, so a lot of times when you get that new candle and we pull back, when you get a new 5-minute candle, your 1 minute chart when it's extended can pull back. In this case, we end up going higher with a series of rising ones and stronger closed bullish engulfing candles, forming a rising 1 up there. Looking for a confirmation up there now on that rising 1 to go higher. Bands still look great here, very extended. At this point in the market, the 9's moving really quick. It's one thing about being options traders trading in this environment. We have to be aggressive when the market lets us be aggressive, and then we have to sit on our hands when the market tells us to sit on our hands. When we do get these nice moves, we have to, capture them. We have to take advantage of them. So look on the one minute chart here, you can see we were kind of peeking out. You can see the little shooting star candle. So coming back down in search of the 9 right there, not surprised. All right, see how your 9 shape right there? We may have to pull in a little bit to pull that 9 back for a flag. Let's check the next candle. And that candle right there, you can see right here, you just closed with a rising 3 on that candle. Give us a nice flag back down that retested the 9. We did not turn that 9 down at all, showing the market's full of bullishness here, a strong sign of strength. And like I say, this is the 1 minute chart. Your goosehead here is forming, turning higher there. Very strong close. Can we get follow through on this candle? Let's get one more here on the 1 minute chart. That candle right there giving follow through coming out of the rising 3. So that's your candle pattern right there. Strong bullish engulfing candle or a strong bullish Marubozu candle. 3 candles flagging in with another strong Marubozu candle coming out. Got confirmed. Nice move higher. Let's go back to the 5-minute time frame here. And on the 5, you can see at this point we're getting pretty stretched. Now we can definitely go higher, but at this point we would really like to come back in, do some backfilling here. We're stretched, extended. So we got a nice move higher. We're not expecting to go higher until we get some kind of pullback, and then boom, we're starting to see a very long-legged doji candle. Very indecision, but that can tell you, even though that's an indecision candle, that's telling you there's definitely a change in opinion there. So we were straight up. Now they did bring that candle back down and close it a little below the open. So that's a big change in opinion there. What we get. And we are getting an evening star with the right. Anytime we get a multiple candle pattern like this, I like the candle pattern better when we have the right candle closing stronger. That's exactly what we had, closed below the 5 on the 5. Now it's also 10 a.m. That's your 10 a.m. candle. Data just come in. They're not liking the data. We were really extended up here. So nice strong uptrend. Can we get follow through? We do want to respect our 9 on the way down. To see if we can get any kind of support there. If we do confirm this morning star, see what the next candle gives us. Coming into the 9, nice move down. Let's just take a quick peek at the 1 minute chart. And you can see up here, breaking down, you got a lot of wicks up there. Come in, putting a lower high on this move down. Having a candle close below this candle right here is what we're looking for. We can see a nice trading range put in this area. You could actually draw a box. You can see a good base put in here, a good bottom, good support. And that was cleared with this candle. You can see this candle got sucked back up. So we got to wait for confirmation. Unfortunately, we got the big pull on that candle, but as you can see, give it a little time. This is a 1 minute chart, so we're not talking a huge amount of time. This candle right here opening up, going back, retesting would have been a nice place to look for an entry, especially after this candle cleared these candle lines in here and started its way down. Nice move down here. It's actually respecting the 5 on the 1, but we're not normally watching that. The 9 on the 1's coming down. Let's get back to the 5-minute chart. So we did get a nice move down. We were extended, had some data come in, nice pull there at 10. The flow did turn bearish at this stage, but it didn't actually stay super bearish for long. Nice pull here. See how we handle the 9 when we get down to it. And we just lost a 9. So 436.67, or 433.67 here is now in play. Nice push back up. So we can definitely see the resistance area in this area. Slightly, barely, but slightly lower high here as well. The market still overall looks good. If you go out and look at your 15-minute time frame in this area, you know, we still have some really good room there. A lot of distance there for the 9 as it's coming up. We just actually lost the 5 on the 5, but the 9 on the 15 is coming up, and that can also offer support. So let's go back to the 5-minute time frame. I don't want to really be that far out, even though that's actually important. Nice pull here. So we come back down, testing the 433.67. Very nice down candle holding here. You can start to see your moving averages starting to roll over. Like I said, it was slightly a lower high. So this could have been a pivot point 1, pivot point 2, pivot point 3 situation, but with such short, you know, price wave there, it's very hard to really guess that was getting ready to do that. We could have went either way. They get this nice bearish Rami on the 5 here. So breaking below that right there would provide a nice scalp into the area. And like I say, that's the 5-minute chart. So there's some opportunities here. If you go to the 1, you can see there was some nice opportunities breaking down on the 1. You see this set of to me, it's a set of pipes. You can call them tweezer tops or a set of king and queen candles. You know, the definition varies, but we just call it out as a set of pipes. And the Discord, they're very close, and it's easier to get that out when things are setting up. You can see breaking down, losing the 9 right there, and that's when we started to move down. Normally, the 5 is this green line's not on the 1-minute chart. Let's go back to the 5. You can see a nice reversal back above that area on the 1, and we can see that they took the candle back there on the 5. So that's some bullish a sign right there, possibly, where they were able to recover half of that candle. See what this candle brings. Right now it can go either way. This candle looks like it opened up. That candle right there opened up. Move lower, but at first it come back heading into your 5 on the 5 before going lower. Right back into this area, finding support in this area before reclaiming and trying to push higher, which is nothing but a bear flag at this point until we clear that level and actually go higher. The market, definitely a trend change here because we did have the lower high and we're seeing a series of lower lows. So we're looking for some kind of trend change if we do want to continue higher. At this point, we're still holding in good here. This was actually a pretty decent pull, put us close to open. We had a gap below us down in that area, so we knew if we had continued to pull, the gap may be in play. We didn't get that close to it, but we did have it marked off. It's not marked off here. This candle here tried to get back below that level and trying to push higher. You can start to see these candles are, so we got a higher close. Once again, we're seeing a higher close. So looking a little bullish there, just a simple bullish sign. See how we act off this 9 here. And big rejection off the 9. At this point, we got this close lower. This was a pretty nice fake out here because when we did get that, once again, it looked like a nice lower high and price waves extending. So at this point, we really thought we may be heading down into that gap. This is where there was a big fake out. Was trying to stay a bullish mindset up in this area, but was starting to definitely change the way I was thinking down here, just to see another candle get whipped back higher. That's how difficult this market's been. I mean, you start to get a very nice setup to where normally we would pull here and very nice strong close. But at this is a totally 5-minute candle. 5-minute candle totally changed the whole character here because we were definitely into a downtrend and that just changed everything. So That right there is trying to start the birth of a new trend because the downtrend just basically failed. We did not confirm this bullish engulfing. This candle did actually gap up, but come right back down and close. So for me, that's not a indication of going higher. Some indecision. Definitely had a nice little battle there. This candle turned lower, very evening starish. See where the low is now. Will we come down here and put in a new low, or will we put in a higher low and start to go higher? So right here, we're trying to start the birth of a new trend, putting in a new high. So we're looking to put in that new low and then start our way back higher. So where's this low going to be? Is this the low? So right now, we're still respecting the 9. 9's trying to turn up. Will this be the new low? It's very important to find out where this low is so we can figure out where the next high is. Candle trying to break lower and decides to try to attempt for a push here. Would like to see a stronger close, but this candle actually did close higher than that one. Barely that one, so this should help start the stair step higher. So this is looking like this is possibly the low at this point. So if this is the low at this point, you know, we put in a higher low, we're expecting to put in a higher high. So we're expecting to clear this level and definitely go higher. We may not come in contact with this level yet, but we're expecting to start to try to push higher here. And your next candle right back down. All right, so this was your, so we know we are still consolidating. This candle was your confirmation candle, so we need to take out our confirmation candle, and at this point we did not. We did push higher, which could have provided a nice wick play, but no candle closed there, just to dive right back below the 9 and 20. So we're putting in a nice base here, and now's where, you know, one of the biggest parts about trading is sitting on your hands, because we just had a downside setup fail, and we should have started to go higher right there. Did not happen yet. We did get a nice bullish sign there, and it can take, you know, up to 3 candles to confirm that. Very choppy market. Let's go just take a peek at the 1-minute chart to see what it looks like in this area. And you can see that was a very ugly down candle. But if we, and so we had a few lines drawn, we can actually come back to this area. We come in here, see what we can get like this, come down in here. Let's go up a little bit, kind of dial this in. You can see that candle come back down, trying to hold support. So whether we hold that or whether we lose that, at least this support level is giving us a place to look for an entry. So if we do get a candle to confirm this bearish engulfing, we can definitely look for a move down here. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart real quick. And we can see this line here now on the 5, looking very possible tower topish up here. So we did slightly put in a higher high. We did put in a higher low. We did put in a higher high. So this is a new low as of right now. This could possibly be a new low. We're counting this trend here, looking for a breakout and really starting to contract very nicely. We know we can possibly have a decent move coming up out of this area, but as of right now, we're getting a trading range. We're going to look at this as the low. We're going to look at this as the high. And until we break this trading range, we're not looking to trade this. We found a good bottom, failed down here. We're seeing a decent top being put in up here, but it failed. So we had a setup fail. We had a setup fail at this point. We got to stop looking for an entry and watch the trading range. At this point, we need a break of the trading range, and we could actually draw a box. I'm not going to, but you could draw a box right around this area and wait for a break of it. Like I say, this is a 5-minute time frame. Draw your box on the 5. You need confirmation on the 5. And at this point, if you go out to the 15, you can see the box is even tighter. So this is where you would really want to draw your box. You can see the very tight contraction area in here. And this is, we pointed this out. We were still watching the lower time frames, but we did point this box out here, and we were watching for a break of that as well. Because, you know, we look at all the setups in a couple of different ways. There's so many different ways to look at all these setups, and we do have a couple of different traders trading a couple of different trading strategies and styles in the group. So, you know, we're trying to find something to meet everybody's needs and still provide the proper mindset that it's required to become a profitable trader, because the mindset is super important. So let's see what this next candle does here. And we pushed up, so we did hold that level for support. Once again, we got a higher close, a lower, higher low, and a higher close up here. So this thing still looks like it's trying to trend up. It's not been the best, a nice move up, come down to put in the bigger overall new low down here, and you can see it's trying to trend higher at this point. So let's go back to the 5. And you can see the 5-minute candle confirmation. MACD starting to change character. Nice close. We need to clear this area. That was a nice push. Like it a lot better when we can finally clear this area up here and we're looking for a move higher. Or, we need to start the new trend here. We definitely do need to take this high out. We don't want to. So a very, very strong candle here. Would not be surprised if there's a little pullback into the moving average before trying to actually clear that level. We are coming out of a very strong bullish engulfing candle down here, which we never really did confirm, but give us a strong overall bullish engulfing candle and a strong overall bullish engulfing candle. So we do have, there's too many, like I actually said in the Discord, I said too many candles to count, but larger rising how many ever candles, what, 2, 4, larger rising 6. It's hard to look for that many candles, but you can definitely see the bullishness right there in that chart. If you think about how bullish that pattern is, you can see a larger one, just more candles in the center, taking a bigger break. But the good thing about this pattern is you can see the contraction. You see a lot of wicks in that area. So that was a strong close up there. It's like a lot of, the best way to look at it, it's like a spring, being squozen together and then being released. So you're seeing the pressure coming out with like a spring there. So see what we do get here. Definitely a nice contraction in there. So did get a higher close, closing over that area. Bollinger Bands opening up. Very strong looking chart at this point. We cleared this area without needing to pull back to put in a cup at this point. We do want to keep an eye on this trend line here for further upside later in the afternoon or later in the day. We could see something when we see a pullback. We may be trying to pull back in that area. Nice move higher here. This was actually unexpected. I mean, we come out of here a very tight contraction pattern, and knowing it was very tight, I just didn't quite expect to see an aggressive move this higher that we did get, which is a very nice move coming out. And so let's stop this real quick. As you can see, very, very tight contraction coming out of that area, making a very strong move up. Even with the wicks up here, price didn't care. We respected this 5 very nicely. Even when we lost the 5, we never even come close to the 9. So that's a super, super strong trend there. So our next level to the upside is actually 436.43. So that's where we were expecting to go, and we never did actually get up to that level. So we do know that as of now, but that was the next level that the next largest level we were expecting to go up into. And of course, there were some other levels that were being posted in the Discord. And we did end up halting on some of those other levels. We did come very close. We come within like 14 cents of that level before the end of the day, but just didn't quite get to it. So you can see we got a very strong move out of that pattern there. And like I've said, some names, there's just not a name. It's nice when you can put a head and shoulders or a cup and handle on some patterns. Some patterns just don't have a name. Just putting in, when you see these tight contraction areas, it's a tight base. And when we start to see failed attempts to the upside and to the downside, that's when we need to stop, rethink, draw the box. We need the trading range to be cleared. So we did get a strong push up here, so we can continue. We're getting a little long in this video, so going to have to cut it fairly short here soon. Coming back down again, as you can see, we did get a little evening stars type pattern, just very slanted, but you can see it there with a close below, so that confirmed to the downside. This candle trying to push back up into a what we call the goose head pattern right there on the 5. And so we got our 5 and our 9 setting up. It's not as nice to have. I mean, we still can get short-term moves off the 9 and 5 trying to set up, but we get bigger, longer-term moves, trends when we get to 9 and 20 set up with the goose head versus the 9 and 5. But we did put a decent move up in this area. And this is when we come back, trying to head back up there to retest those highs. This was actually when we were starting to come into another fairly difficult area. At this point, we did put in a higher high. We had a strong candle come down. So you can start to see a M pattern being put in here. See what we do get here. So we're seeing the M pattern. Anytime we see, it quite look like this, we're looking for a close below this area for anything for some short opportunities, for quicker opportunities to the downside. Very strong market here. We're not looking for anything major to the downside if we take anything at all. But once again, that was a strong close there. This candle was able to breach that area for a nice pull, and we actually closed below the 20 on the 5 there as well. See what we are able to get here. And still seeing another candle that tried to give some follow through and actually put in a high close, long-legged doji there. So at this point, we need to be careful. We did see some bullishness there that got rejected. So that candle did push up, and they brought it all the way back down. So that's actually a little bit of a bearish signal. I know it's indecision, but in this particular area, that's actually a little bit of a bearish signal, getting that big rejection and them taking it back right there. And another nice break below. So now it's giving us a candle pattern that we like to call the falling one. Now, this, just like every other candle pattern, this one needs to be confirmed. One thing about the falling one is they're pretty reliable, but not every single one confirms. Remember, it takes 3 candles, can take up to 3 candles to confirm. That candle, no confirmation, actually giving us a bullish Harami, which a bullish Harami can, mean possible new trend. The Harami, that's the whole thing about it. The pregnancy, going into the birth of a new trend thing. We don't have to go over all the psychology here. We definitely put out some videos about that. Strong close back to the upside. So once again, right there, trying to show you that there's a possible character change coming, but we need to confirm this. So we did get the bullish Harami. We've seen that work right here for another nice, strong bullish candle. That's got to confirm. Remember, things are starting to work, and this is not yet working. So like I'm saying, things are starting to work, but every time so far today when we see things start to work, we see them kind of failing. So we just have to be careful. Options, the reward, risk versus reward for the options traders in this point in time of the day was pretty awful, to be honest. So we did have some nice price action though for share traders, which we had some members trading some shares that were able to make some money. So right there, kind of failing, going back down. The bearish Harami overall did work. Come down, you can start to see possible trend line in this area for another possible move higher, possibly. Right now, higher low in this area, but you can start to see a very symmetrical triangle-ish type move in this area as well. So if we go into something like this for now, I know we don't quite have so many touch points, but we can come all the way back here if we need to. I know it's not super textbook in everybody's book, but if we go to the one here, you can see that it doesn't look so bad on the one. So that's how we're able to get away with that. Definitely doesn't look so bad on the one. Now we're hanging out of some of these on the 1 minute time frame because this pattern was drawn on the 5. So seeing some candles hang out on the 1 is not the end of the world. We're looking for a 5-minute confirmation back out of that wedge. You can see how price is definitely wedging in there, starting to look a little symmetrical triangle-ish, just being very stubborn, and nice confirmation to the upside for another nice push higher. This candle right here trying to come back into the pattern. And now this is symmetrical triangles. It's very important to know. Symmetrical triangles like to come back into side the pattern and actually go the other way. So We know that could have, if you didn't wait for confirmation and you rushed into that just because of knowing that, and don't get me wrong, we're saying that, and we watch most of the symmetrical triangles we trade on a daily basis. Most of them are giving busted breakouts and coming back through the pattern. So that one, if you didn't wait for confirmation, you may have tried to been short in that. There was definitely some scalpable opportunities, but no confirmation there. Actually never confirmed below that candle line, and now you're starting to see some bullishness come back in, still respecting your 9 on the 5 there as well. So that your 9 on the 5 held. Right now we're looking good. We need to clear this as your first target on the way up, and then I'm looking to clear that target, and then we're looking for more upside if that's what we get here. We're still seeing higher lows, and still seeing you see low, low, a bigger price wave, low, and we did pull back to put in a lower low and push it higher. So once again, price action not working in there. So your conservative trader is looking for a pullback into the breakout area or your short-term moving average. Your scalpers are looking for follow-through with possible wick play. Remember, this is a 5-minute chart, so there is opportunities. We do have a fresh breakout. We have the 5 out already outside of the pattern, and the 9 is on its way outside of the pattern. The 20 is outside of the pattern as well. We did get a close above the 20. See what the next candle gives us. Remember, we need to take out the confirmation candle. It's a little bearish Rami there, trying to hold the 20. So we are above the 9 and the 5 on the 5. Nice down candle. Was able to recover here and hold this candle line. Kind of lost the 5 on the 5, but still holding the 9 on the 5. One thing we do know about symmetrical triangles, we trade a lot of them intraday, is that they like to break out, get busted patterns, and come back in through the pattern and go the opposite direction. Now that one was very close to doing that, but still was able to find support at the breakout area and the 9, the short-term moving average we like to watch on breakouts. Still looks decent here, still holding that candle line. See what our next candle gives us. Struggling here, still holding that candle line, still trying to hold that 9 on the 5. Still struggling. You can see the 9 changing character here, turning a little bit, but still holding. Still, we did close back above the 5. That candle just put us back below the 5, but still holding the 9. And we just seen a lower close that can actually give a character change there. Could be a signal that it wants to come back through. Still trying to put in a little base. Next candle is actually recovered. You can see opened up, did try to move lower, and this is where your buyer stepped in, give you a close above. At this point, I had already drawn this line, looking for just giving a look for a contact point. I know that's not super textbook, but it gives me an opportunity because it doesn't really have 3 touch points. I'm just looking for a possible touch point to come into it. And of course, there's no guarantee that that 3rd touch point is ever going to happen, but it can give you an idea of a level of interest that you could be coming into. And you can also kind of see that, your price is wedging here as well. So this line here is important. We will be extending this line out as well at this point, just to keep an eye on it. We did get a close above, so we are expecting some further upside up in here. This level here needs to be cleared horizontally and vertically. We have a trend line above us. Remember, we do have horizontal resistance in that area. So this candle's trying to push higher, and we're starting to move, seeing rejection up there into our trend line. Right there, got a nice breakout on the 5 of the wedge, trying to push higher. The 5's up, the 9's turned up nicely. We need to get those outside of that pattern. Video is getting pretty long here, so I'm going to have to be cutting it pretty short here soon. So coming back in, looking for moving averages to retest a breakout area and retesting short-term moving averages, the 5 on the 5's right there. If we go into the 1-minute time frame, just to take a look to see what we have on the 1. You can see we've broken out of the area, pattern drawn on the 5, channel drawn on the 5, so we got to respect the 5. We're looking for confirmations on the 5-minute time frame. On the 1-minute chart, you can see we broke up, come back in. You can see a little goose head trying to form there on the 1. Let's go back into the 5. So right now we do have 2 candles. We did get confirmation above the little wedge here. And like I say, you can see price contracting. We can see price contracting in this area, contracting in this area. So not surprised to get a nice move higher there. So this has definitely been a tricky day. This, some of the signals are failing. Some of the timing just takes longer. We've been pointing out ways to try to improve your timing as well. Once again, you did get a nice close higher here. A few more candles, and then we're going to cut it. And at this point, you can see right back into the wedge. Still trying to set up here with the 9 and 20. So there is a possibility to go higher. There's moving averages are letting us know there is a possibility to go higher. Unfortunately, we're back under that resistance level that we do have to deal with that area. We are going to go higher. Right now, looks like we are coming in to retest some levels. So we close below the 20 here. You can still see the goose head trying to set up and coming down, testing that trend line, breaking the trend line to the downside here. So now starting to give a different character on the trading day. We just got to close below. So we just got confirmation outside of this trend line, or outside of this pattern that we've been watching. We busted to the upside, give us a busted breakout, coming busting back out through the downside. Got confirmation. So what are we looking for now? Well, of course, we want to get our moving averages outside of the pattern, but we're looking for a candle to take out the confirmation candle. We take out the confirmation candle, we can look for some type of a wick play, or moving average, or Bollinger Bands are trying to open up. Moving averages are turned down and trying to catch up with price. MACD is bearish there, so things are starting to fall apart. So you can see it coming down here, coming back in to retest the short-term moving average. At this point, you got a little set of pipes down here. Can we go higher? Got your 50 day on the 5 is in the way. Your 5's in the way. Your 920's up there. Everything looks like it's coming down to retest for a possible bear flag setup. Do have a set of pipes on the 5. You can see right here, this candle failed. It actually did open up above the 5 and then got rejected. Never couldn't take out the 50, got rejected. That candle closing below right there. And at this point, we started to move lower. And you can see a few candles there on the move down. Just want to end the video here. Pretty long video. Please remember, discipline is the key to success in trading. And this market has been really tough on the options traders. There is other ways to trade. We want to keep that simple, and we may start adding a few things into the group, going back to some of the small caps and just trading some shares itself as well. But this market will be speeding up soon. December is absolutely fire. So coming into December, hopefully, I know we're in the beginning of November, but hopefully we can start to see a change in this market. We're definitely getting a nice move higher. So the share traders in the group, they're definitely still making bank. The option traders are still trading, making money as well. But just gotta have discipline, guys. We gotta sit on our hands when the market tells us to sit on our hands, and we have to be super aggressive when the market tells us to be aggressive. So have a great day. Have a great week. I hope you stay green, and I will see you in the trading room. Actually, see you tomorrow for the weekly review. Please remember, discipline is the key to success.